Broadcast. Bang! Want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Thursday, January the 5th, 2012. 2012. Still can't believe I'm saying it. What a day. What a day. Oh, baby, what a day. Divergence Day, really, you want to say. Because U.S., baby, coming around the outside. ADP, a blowout. 325,000. Wow. But, of course, there was a lifetime before that. We had a French bond auction. Went off not so great, but the cover was like 1.56, I think. I mean, they got it off. The yields were a little bit higher, but the euro took it on the chin right after. Futures came in. My 1265 level. Hello. Don't tell me fibs don't work. Held to perfection. 1265. And then we exploded after ADP came out. And again, hopefully you got my twits. Again, you should be following me. But really, the day started with Australia. Relatively easy trade, as I said on this broadcast. Broadcast. Never even came close to 104. Easy risk trade, baby. Lose 20 pips, 30 pips to make 100. And really, the Aussie, it sold off a little bit. I thought it should have come in a little bit more. Trade balance was revised lower, as well as coming in much weaker than expected on a percentage basis. So, yeah, the services index came back, but Aussie really selling off nicely right at 5 o'clock. Hello. Triple roll. And those of you who have heard this for the first time, let me tell you, triple roll has been working a lot of Wednesdays. And we're going to start trading it every Wednesday. We sell the high yielders, and we buy the low yielders after interest is paid at 5 o'clock. I'm going to be doing a webinar on triple roll trades a week from this Sunday for free. So feel free to email me to reserve your spot. info@globalfxllc.com. Triple interest. Take a look. Wednesdays, they pay triple. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the trade. I'll tell you what to look for free. You freaking freebies. Anyway, Aussie coming in nicely in Europe. Stabilizing. Now, again, with the stock market raging, only 10 handles, mind you. But even so, we really diverged today, I think. You know me. I like to think in a bigger picture and say this could be it. The turn we're looking for, where everyone trade the same thing. Stock market up, dollar down. Aussie up. Maybe that's coming to an end. Maybe we're getting to a point where, think about it. When is the ECB going to raise rates? Do you really think the ECB is going to be raising rates in the next 3 years? I don't. No freaking way. On the other side of the coin, the U.S., in my opinion, will be raising rates in 2013 early, not late. So if I'm right, and that's true, Draghi is not Trichet. Trichet was much more of a hawk on inflation. But we know Europe is going to be depressed for a very long time. Austerity measures, the deals they're going to have to make with the devil to not have an economic collapse, to keep the euro alive, is going to keep it in muddling along like Japan, a lost decade. Europe will have, if not worse. Thank goodness some Europeans are savers. Japanese are the most. The only reason why the Japanese have weathered the storm is because they're savers. I don't know. Europeans levered up in real estate a little bit, not in Germany. But when you look at this euro, it certainly was not indicative of an S&P that was actually up a little bit on the day. closing above 1280. This is a divergence. And I'm curious what Kramer has to say because that's his big FXE. Now, I would say the Aussie XE, but, even that would, listen, Aussie. Although Euro Aussie continues to collapse. Dennis Gartman, I can't believe it. He piled on the trade and he's cleaning up. Sort of. It's grinding lower. That was a nice trade on the upside. Pound Aussie came in too, but again, that to me is where the stock market comes in. You look at the Aussie, you look at this Euro Aussie, only because the stock market came back did this thing continue to sell off. It was coming back. It was making a run. Right? Aussie was coming in, Euro was hanging in there. Boom. S&P's ADP, say goodnight. And you look at across the board, Pound Aussie was looking good. And then collapse, all because of the S&Ps. So there are those people out there that continue to say it's the freaking Euro. And I'm telling you, it's the goddamn Aussie. And I don't understand why all these prognosticators and supposed market experts haven't come to this conclusion that we've known about for years. It's pathetic. I had a funeral to go to, so I had to lighten up on all my positions before leaving this morning. So I'm not in the best of moods. Great day, though. Great day. Got to have the Euro a little bit early, but had to. I actually went long. He went long Euro yen. I think this dollar yen could be a trade. Now, again, this pound Aussie, it makes me nervous. Again, Euro Aussie made new lows. Aussie held up. Stock market looks good. We're going back up. And this Aussie dollar on the daily chart, look, it's holding. Maybe one more day, but this channel line right here, that's 101.50. I think what's most likely is we're going to rally a little bit. Stock market up. Dollar sells off a little bit. Asia. We have nothing. No numbers coming out tonight. None. Zero. Zippo. Nada. Then the U.S. number comes out. Maybe we pop a little bit more, and then they drill them. Because something doesn't give. Something's up. Maybe we head right back up. I don't think so. I think we get follow through. I think when you look at the daily charts on a lot of these charts, Euro, it's going to have follow through on the downside. I'm looking for a pop. I can't be shorted here. And if it does collapse here, I think then it reverses in Asia and we probably rally in Europe. We do have a bunch of numbers coming out tonight. Obviously, it's all about non-farm payroll in the U.S., but still. I'm curious to see what the Swiss currency reserves are. See what the S&P's been up to lately. Unemployment rate out of Eurozone. That should be an interesting number. Very. I thought London Services PMI last night, 54.0. Better. Nice. Good number. We get no numbers out of London. Euro sterling continues to collapse. Oh, baby. Love this trade. This is my 2012 trade, people. I'm giving it to you on a silver platter. Look at that 10-year chart. Every time I go in the 3-year, I'm going to continue to show you the 10. And I see no reason why we are not going to come into 77. Fly me to the moon on the 777, baby. Ooh, this Aussie looks terrible. Now, dollar yen. Maybe the worm has turned. I would like to have seen bond yields go up, but remember, we have an artificial environment. We have burn your ASCII, keeping rates low. So you can't believe it. But there's going to be a tsunami of sellers in the bond market this year, anticipating higher rates in the U.S., that Bernanke's going to be late to the table. There's nothing he's going to be able to do. You look at this dollar yen, you know what? This should easily have a follow-through. The problem is, how much? It might bounce up to 50. Is it going to go higher? I think it's worth a shot. I think when you look at the fib, it held. And what happened to the days? Even here. What happened to the days when dollar yen had monster volatility? Well, I'll tell you, they come on non-farm payroll. And if non-farm payroll tomorrow is good, and we get a little pop in rates like 10-year over 10 over 2, and, remember my capital flows trade, Japanese companies using the strong yen to buy American companies, we might see the move. Now, again, remember, I told you there was going to be something that was going to come. We're going to look back on this and say, whoa, look at that move. It was only 150 pips. But we did have a move. So we could have a slingshot again in dollar yen. There's a gorgeous double bottom. Stop yourself out at 76.45 and ride this dollar yen up to the moon. That is the trade. Long term, short term, it goes up 30, 40 pips. But you know what? I think we may have seen the low. I think this could be it for a while. Let's see what happens in the world and the global economy. But this dollar yen really, and again, I might be coming on this program telling you it's under 76.50, we're shorting it. So be it. But you just look at the 10-year chart on this sucker, and you say to yourself, come on. Now, if the U.S. is getting better, now I don't believe it. So I think this might be a 3-day event. I think this is the December effect. And I don't think that businesses have clarity enough to be hiring people. I don't. So, but that doesn't mean these things can't bounce big. I mean, look how oversold it is. Oh, what I do. I know what I did. There we go. So, certainly a pop up to 78. It's only 80 pips. But again, non-farm payroll coming. You never know. Dollar Canada, great Canadian Ivy, good U.S. numbers, stock market even on the upside. And it went up. You can't fight the tape. Don't fight the tape. Now, again, I think we have an opportunity to get involved. I think we'll have a pullback. But at the end of the day, they're going to drill them. S&Ps might gap up on a good number, and then we drill. Maybe they're up 20 handles, and they start selling off into the open, only up 12, 13, and then before you know it, we're negative. Something like that. So if the market's up and this thing is only down 20, 30 pips, what's going to happen if the stock market sells off to the moon? Remember, 7 a.m. Eastern, unemployment out of Canada. I have no idea. Last month was down 18,000. This month probably good. So I think dollar Canada, we're going to have opportunity to be long into a pullback. It's going to be a wild, loony day. I'm looking at loony yen. Look at the wedge on that. It don't get no better than that. I mean, this is as textbook of a wedge as you're ever going to see. Is it not? Candlesticks? Hello. So maybe they break it down to break it out. I could narrow it. I could do it from here. Looks even better. But this is going up or down big. And I would say again, dollar yen is due. It is due. It's been over with bases loaded for how long? Well, guess what? Tomorrow, bases loaded. Pitch is coming. And it looks like a softball. So I would think this dollar yen really, and loonie yen, all the yens. And look where euro yen is. It is a multi-11-year low. I'm long and I actually bought it. I'm up money in it, believe it or not, but still, it looks terrible. I should not be long this. But, we've had this now, end of the year, beginning of the year. The rubber band is getting stretched. Very stretched. And I think the yen is due for a nice sell-off, a nice pop. I mean, look across the board, even sterling yen. Stop yourself out at 119. But certainly came in. Nice trade there yesterday on the downside. Listen, cable is great. Cable, I think, is going lower. Sterling, even with the good numbers, cleared the tower. We got, right? We had shooting star, whatever you want to call it, reversal pattern. continuation, bearish engulfing, continuation tonight, and then reversal. So I'm looking for more dollar strength. And then on a good number, reverse. And then they drill the S&Ps. It's not going to be easy. But it's going to be one hell of a night. Oh, baby. New Zealand, very good. Easy. Listen, once that trade balance came out of Australia, hopefully you got my twit. It was an easy night. U.S. session was tough. Dollar Swiss. Yeah, I'm out. I liked it. I did. This dollar Swiss looks like it wants to go to the moon. We know rates are staying low in Switzerland, so this thing looks like it wants to go. Up. 96.20. Easy. And then, of course, Aussie Kiwi continues to really do nothing. What's my other one? You're Canada. I always give you that cross. Hello! I missed it. I was looking for a bounce. You know, I was looking for something like this. Did not get it. It's all right. It was still a great day. You know, knowing there's a funeral, knowing I had to not be here, it was irresponsible. But, you know, the times you be responsible, it would have been fine. And the times you're not responsible, disaster. It's crazy. Anyway, this Aussie, look, it's going for the lows right now. I think 101.50. And you look at 10, 20 EMA. You got to go with it. Even though the futures are up, I'm going to take a look at gold here. I like gold short. As long as it doesn't take out, sorry, that's silver. As long as gold does not take out 1626, and even then you got to watch it because it might, you know, do something funky and then come right back. But I just think if the U.S. is not going to have to print more money, and again, a lot of people loaded up on gold, but there's a reason why it went down. Tomorrow's a big day. If gold can close above 1650, I'm going to be nervous. We're going up. But I'm looking for a nice reversal in gold. Remember, it's still in a downtrend. Gold would have to break out through this whole downtrend for me to then get bullish. Unfortunately, you know, that would suck. But it's in a downtrend. It's a sell. A lot of people loaded up. Crude, very weak today. And again, non-farm payroll, they're looking for 152,000. ADP was just what? You know they're going to ratchet it up, but even so, 200,000? The whisper number must be 250. I think average earnings are going to be important. Average hourly earnings are going to be important. Up 0.2 they're looking for. Remember, last month was down. Unemployment rate is supposed to tick up 8.7%. That could hold things back too. And, of course, we get retail sales out of Eurozone, German factory orders. It's supposed to be down 1.6%. Remember, last month was up 5.2. Look for that number to be terrible. So you might see the euro tank on that. So I think it's more dollar down, up, and then maybe down. But from what level? You know, euro dollar, it's toast. You look at this thing. We do our Fibonacci. We're through it. Not good. And there's really only support like 126. Toast. But I think tomorrow we could see maybe a meltdown, more continuation, and then reversal. It's just getting so overbought to be short here. And when we take this channel on, though, that's about 126.50. So I think we have another 100 pips to go, 150. Where did it go? And then when you look at the ultimate downtrend channel line we're talking about here, boom, boom. That's 112. But I just think we're due for a bounce. I don't know where that downtrend channel line was. We're broken it. All of them. I guess this one. And we're talking 124. But I think this should be, we're in a free fall zone here. So I think 126.50 should be a spot. But I think that we will get an opportunity to sell euro dollar higher. I think we had a pop. And if we do come in, then we have a pop in Europe. All right, everyone. Big number tomorrow. Big action. Divergence. What's up with that? Well, I'll tell you. If it doesn't make sense, go with what doesn't make sense. Dollar is rallying. No matter what. Try my service, premium, free, for 1 week. Your jerkies, Andrew Spanton. Global Markets Radio, the only voice you'll ever need. Who truly loves to make you money. And I sure did tonight. Oh, baby. Have a good night.